Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. You know what we're going to do. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. We're going to be talking about Karmelo Anthony. This case, believe it or not, is coming up real soon. And so I will be hitting some high points as I find different pieces that are explaining how the case is going. At the current moment, it looks like the Karmelo Anthony team is going to have, they're going to have a rough go at it. It's going to be a rough summer. So let's pull this in and let's talk about it. Here we go. Shout out to the quartering. Let's go.
Raised hundreds of thousands of dollars on, I believe, Give, Send, Go, to the tune of they wanted $1.4 million, but the donations have completely collapsed, and his trial is rapidly approaching. And his family just got some very, very bad news. Now, if you don't remember, Karmelo Anthony is the boy who didn't do nothing wrong and was just bringing a knife to high school, as you do, or a track meet, and then in the wrong tent, as you do, and starting a fight with somebody in the wrong tent, as you do, and then, of course, pulling out that weapon and plunging it into him, taking his life in front of his brother. That is common behavior we see of a youth group that is out of control. And the trial is coming up. It's very, very soon. And they are panicking because the money has dried up, and their lawsuits to try and attempt to silence independent journalists have now been rejected by a judge. Here is a all-around update on the Karmelo Anthony case.
I didn't know this, man. The Karmelo family had been suing people because they were talking about the case. I didn't know that, man. That's some crazy work. And it doesn't seem like they were only just suing like big names. It's not like they were just suing people in general, which is absolutely bonkers. Let's go ahead. Let's go.
Many people have been asking for it. A trial date is set for Karmelo Anthony in the Frisco track meet stabbing case. We know that much, right? In fact, this feels like a good time to shout out a sponsor for this video, because it feels like a good time. Survival, taking care of yourself. It feels like a good thing to do. Have you ever wondered what it feels like? cgtac.com/quartering to get yours today. The only catch is that supply is tight and they're already flying off the shelves. Grab yours now before they have to shut down orders. Link in the description below. Well, let's go to the trial date, which is rapidly approaching. It is set for June 1st, 2026. Now, when this crime happened, many people felt like, wow, it's going to be so far away. I mean, think about this summer's trials. Karmelo Anthony, Luigi Mangione, Tyler Robinson in the Charlie Kirk assassination case. There are some of the biggest trials in American history happening this summer. Now, for me, obviously, the Karmelo Anthony case is open and shut, and it's only a matter of how little time the judge is going to give them, because he was a good boy that didn't do nothing wrong. But it's starting to set on June 1st at 9 a.m. That's barely 2 months away.
It's actually 4.
Well, 3 months away.
4.
And they're out of money. So what are they doing? Now they're trying to sue anybody who's been covering the case. Karmelo Anthony's father, Drew Anthony, was suing independent journalist
That's crazy.
Sarah Fields, and just yesterday had asked for the case to be thrown out. Sarah Fields was suing Karmelo Anthony's team and father, and they wanted it dropped, and the judge signed with the journalist. This is a February 24th court filing from the Penny Clarkson District Clerk. On this day, the court considered defendant Drew Anthony's motion to dismiss under Texas Citizens Participation Act of Texas Civil Practice and Rem Code Chapter 27, plaintiff Sarah Fields' response in opposition, the pleadings and evidence properly before the court. After considering the foregoing, the court finds that the motion is denied
Denied.
It is therefore ordered that defendant Drew Anthony, that's Karmelo Anthony's father, and his motion to dismiss under the TCPA is denied. It is further ordered that all relief not expressly granted herein is also denied. I mean, this is obviously bad news for Drew Anthony. This is a guy that, as you see, employed people, allegedly, like Charleston White and Tiffany Billions to harass independent journalists who were covering the truth about what his son had done. Charleston White and Tiffany Billions have accused me of illegally obtaining private information and documents from Collin County Courthouse. In an interview viewed over 800,000 times, not counting clips shared across the internet and clips being shared today, Charleston White claimed I was a prostitute and a meth addict, claiming I sold my body for meth. I have been called a supremacist, a bad mom, and a bigot. Last night, Tiffany Billions doubled down in an interview, calling me a drug addict and that I live in a shack. These people are bullies, and ultimately, bullies get dealt with when you stand up to them. If I actually look up here, the Drew Anthony lawsuit, this is something that isn't going to go well. You say, I'm formally announcing my lawsuit against Drew Anthony, Karmelo Anthony's father, Charleston White, and Tiffany Billions. We were just officially granted alternative service by the judge. The lawsuit is moving forward. Again, this is absolutely horrible news for the Karmelo Anthony family because they are out of money now. They've burned through all the money that they duped dumb white liberals into giving them. And here's a little update on the lawsuit. Here's when the lawsuit started.
Hello, everyone. I was going to originally just post the documents with a quick announcement. However, I have now added a third person to my defamation lawsuit. It's a pretty big deal, and I need to explain to you all what's going on. For months now, I have been targeted, harassed, and smeared and lied about by Tiffany Billions and her associates. Tiffany Billions is the advocate for the Anthony family and Karmelo. Karmelo Anthony is the 17-year-old who is now 18, who allegedly stabbed Austin Metcalf in the heart on April 2nd at Frisco ISD. I reported on the Anthony case from day one. I provided context that was not given by the mainstream media. Documents from the court via open records, subpoenas, emails, and information about their first advocate, Dominique Alexander.
Remember Dominique? How quickly he's disappeared, right? Dominique Alexander completely off the face of the planet. Not good. This is not good news for them.
My exposure and my reporting reached millions, including my advocacy for the children who were placed in danger, who were witnesses on the arrest report, who were being doxxed by these advocates and their associates.
Who were working directly with, according to the lawsuit, and the information to me looks correct, who are working directly with Karmelo Anthony's father, Drew Anthony.
That's crazy.
To try and do PR. You see this? Charleston White, who I'm currently suing for defamation, hired Drew Anthony, Karmelo Anthony's father, as his, quote, personal assistant and publicist. Here's this Facebook post.
For what?
These are all people that have been going after independent reporters who are telling the truth. Remember Karmelo Anthony? Karmelo Anthony's father has an interesting past. Multiple counts of theft, arrested multiple times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different charges, although some of them, okay, no seatbelt, man. You should not have, that shouldn't be against the law. I think you should wear your seatbelt, but just like I think you should wear a helmet on a motorcycle, but it's not the government's job to force you to do that. But what's interesting is all of these people, right? They gave $589,000. It's completely dried up. $20 a day ago, 25, so I got $45, $5 2 days ago. Here's somebody who gave 100. I mean, it's still coming in as a trickle. The donations, I mean, they've basically burned through everything. And what's funny is that they took this $600,000 and haven't given a single update to the people that gave it to them. It's been almost a year since peeling off $600,000 from white liberal guilty women, and nothing. Not a single update. Not a single update. Now his trial again starts June 2nd. Rumors are is that they burned through all the money. By the way, here's an 11-year-old Clayton Dietz being charged as an adult for cold-blooded murder. He was grounded and took his dad's life over his Nintendo Switch. Okay.
That's crazy.
Going into prison while Karmelo Anthony is attending an Ivy League school and living in a $900,000 home. Now, I think it's up to debate. Like they're renting someplace and they're doing, all sorts of stuff like that. But it seems like the world has forgotten about this case because, well, quite frankly, there's so much other crazy stuff going on. But the Karmelo Anthony's family's attempt to get these charges and lawsuits dropped have failed. It is going to put a major financial strain on them when they've already burned through the $600,000 that were given to them. Now, my guess is that they are going to be begging for money again very soon. I'm almost certain that that's the case. Now, I used to feel bad for Drew Anthony and his mom because your kid is a full-grown man. It's hard to say he makes his own decisions, but his behavior, and smearing people who are trying to report on this makes me not feel bad at all. And this looks like it's going to take the rest of their give, send, go money, which is actually hilarious to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like on it. If you haven't, please subscribe.
I appreciate you, brother,
below.
for that. This is going to be interesting. I will be reporting on this case as more information becomes more and more available. Of course, June 1st is when the trial starts. I have debated going to a day of court. We'll see if that works out. I can do that, of course. And but I do want to hear what y'all think. So let me know what you think down below. Karmelo Anthony case. Are you going to be paying attention to it? Do you care? Do you think it's a slam dunk? What do you think? Comment down below. I really do appreciate it. Thank you again for helping us hit our goal of 100,000 subscribers. I'm getting closer and closer, so let's get ready to celebrate real soon. Everybody, thank you again. And until next time, grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.